Hey y'all, what's up? I hope everyone has had a great day today. Today is Tuesday. I had tweeted that yesterday that I was exhausted because this weekend was my birthday weekend, and I didn't get sleep as much this weekend. Between me going out and then my son getting sick the night before my birthday, I was catching up on sleep. I was about to go to sleep before the last match last night until I realized who was fighting in the match, and then I was like, oh well, let me stay up for this. Okay, so I'm gonna give y'all my recap, okay, that I can remember. So I came in about 10 minutes late. I was doing something on my phone, and then I was like, oh, it's 8:10. And then when I came in, it was a Wyatt 6 fighting American made in the 8-man mixed tag match, which I'm kind of glad that they're bringing back the mixed tag matches because I so want Bianca and Montez to fight Johnny and Candice. Like the Tacticians versus the Flyer and I guess the Striker or whatever Bianca would call herself. Like that would be fire. Plus I've seen DIY versus Street Profits. And then I've seen the short term with Candice and Bianca. And they would eat that matchup. Okay. I came in. Dexter was in the ring getting his life. I don't know who he was in the ring with, I forgot. But I just saw he was getting off, okay? And then I went to go, I think I was cooking. Then I came back and Rowan was outside of the ring. And I don't know who, but they put Rowan through a table, okay? And then Rowan got up eventually and start wrecking everybody, okay? Start wrecking everybody. Then I saw, I'm about to call that boy Kurt. Chad ankle lock Gacy. I said, Chad must ain't seen Vengeance Day with Gacy and Dijak, okay? Because Gacy is not going to get pinned out to no daggone ankle lock. This man got put on the table, I think, with army men and cars. Like, that hurts, okay? There's no way. So then Ivy was beating him with the kendo stick, and then Nikki Cross came out, and they was talking about Nikki is unhinged, she ain't got no sense. Now, I was like, when has she had sense? She's Nikki Cross, okay? So then, American Made, I forgot how they lost, but they ended up losing. So the next thing I remember is Finn talking to Damien about how he's a sidekick and stuff like that, and he's nobody's sidekick. And I said I could see that. I agree with that. And Damien comes out, and when Damien comes out, he was like, "Oh, you must not know the Judgment Day playbook." And Damien was like, "I wrote it." So he came out, attacked people, and then forgot about Dom. So Dom came back and sneak attacked him, and then Rhea came out late on her crutches. I was like, the poor girl. And they was beating her. First she got a good thing of Liv, then Liv got her back. And I said, between this feud with her and Liv, I said, every other PLE, I feel like somebody's going to get injured. Because it went from Rhea's arm, I think, or Liv's arm to Rhea's arm, to Rhea's shoulder, to, I think, something on Liv. But it wasn't like something major. And now Rhea's leg. Like, so next, it might be Liv something. Now, like, this feud is getting so deep, they get injured every time they get in contact with each other, for real. So then, everybody's like, people are like, where is Jay? My homeboy's like, where is Jay at? He come out late in the game. Because I'm like, this not his fight. But my thing was, like, I wonder how the people that he calls himself friends with, or his allies feel about him lining himself up with the Terror Twins. Because, like, how does Sami feel? You know what I'm saying? Like, how does Cody feel? Because how does Seth feel? Because they done had issues with the Judgment Day too. They even fought against the Judgment Day Survivor Series last year. So I'm like, that's kind of weird. Okay? So then they were talking about Finn versus Damien at Bad Blood. So I was like, okay, we're going to see how that goes. Okay? So then the Pirate Princesses, or Damage Control, Io and Kyrie ends up confronting StormiEST duo, Jade and Bianca. And I don't know what the hell they said. First of all, because it was low. Second of all, I knew, because when she took that picture and people was like, was that blood or makeup? And she was bleeding. And I was like, ooh, okay. So, was it last week or this week? I think it was last week. But I was like, oh, okay, so that was blood. I figured that was blood. But they said something, then they went on about their business. They fought Unholy Union. Unholy Union lost. But Allah's gear has been eating lately, okay? I don't know who designs her gear, but they be doing that, okay? I love both of their gears because I like that Allah keeps it cute. And Oba is cute and comfortable. And depending on the day, I'm both. But like when I'm in the house, ain't going nowhere, I'm more Oba. But it still matches Allah's. But it's cute. But it's like sweatpants. Pants is not real tight with a crop top shirt. Like I'm here for it. Okay, it always matches. It's always like it does what it needs to do. But they lost. Okay. Then you had the boat come out. Bret Hart comes out. He tells us that Survivor Series is in Vancouver, which I could have sworn we knew. Okay, I feel like if you got social media with X, I think they did commercial on it, like in between the PLEs. I feel like Triple H has announced it in press conferences and I think on Twitter. So I'm like, why is that a surprise? Or maybe he only announced it in the press conference. Everybody don't watch the press conference, so they don't know. But I'm like, we knew that already. And then if you go on the website and try to look like when they're coming next to your city near you, and you look like what's the next date, it shows up on there. Now, it might not have been on sale right now, but we already knew that they were going to Vancouver. Because I could have sworn he said that. Or am I bugging? Okay? Am I bugging? Because I could have sworn he said that. So then he comes out. So then, of course, Gunther comes out. And I like it down. Everybody got the little laser joints, little laser lights. Because I was like, I like Bianca's colorful laser lights. She ain't got the butterflies, but everybody got lasers now. And Gunther, to me, had the cleanest entrance. Even though everybody got the lasers like him, he had the cleanest because it was white. Like, even on my camera, you could see it clearly. It's beautiful. Okay? Still had the best entrance for me as far as that. As far as the lasers and the background and stuff like that. He come out talking about something. You used to be the best there. You was the best there was. But I'm the best there is to stand a third. So, Sami comes out and is like, how you going to disrespect him? This is a WWE legend, a legend in Canada. You see what I'm saying? Like, how you going to do that to my man? So he was like, you saying all this, doing all this, but you don't want to fight me for this title. So I'm like, I understand that Sami's trying to get this heavyweight title. And then I was like, even if they grant this match, Sami is not winning this match. They're not giving it off, getting it off of Gunther that quick. And if they do, please don't let it be 666 days. Like, y'all did that. I feel like for him not to have that number, y'all should have had him wrestle night 2 WrestleMania and switched him out with somebody else that wasn't the main event. Okay? But so at least have 667 days. Like, that's crazy. Okay? So he's being disrespectful. He's like, I'm not gonna fight you, this, that, and third. And I don't know if it's nerves because he lost to Sami before or what, but I'm like, this is a different type of Gunther now. Like, you don't feed him Hart Randy. So you're not gonna get the same one that you got at WrestleMania. It's been about 5 months. People get better over time. I was like, he's not gonna win this match. And if he do, so them two end up going at it. The people come out. Somebody was like, they was waiting for him to hit the Z 360. I was sitting there like, where is Natty? Okay? And the reason why I say that is because not only is you disrespecting her family, particularly her uncle, but she done took on the boat thing. She done took that over from her uncle. The best there was, the best there is, the best there ever will be. And I'm like, you can't say that you the boat just because you got 2 or 3 titles. Natty done had a couple titles and broke world records. Like, come talk to her after you do that. Like, you can't. That's why I was like, where is Natty at? Okay? I ain't seen her on TV for a while. I miss seeing her on TV. Like, I miss seeing Jimmy on TV. It's certain people after a while, they go away for a while, even though the story's good. And you be like, I miss seeing them on TV. So, after that was like, okay. So then Dom fights Dragon Lee. And somebody on Twitter gonna say, well, at least Dom fought and won, like, he didn't cheat. I say, are you delusional? Like, are you really delusional? And I say that because he might not have, like, cheated himself, but him bringing out the Judgment Day was cheating enough. You knew somebody was going to do something. So when the ref turned around, Liv hit the back of Dragon Lee's, like, calf, and he ended up falling, and Dom got the pin. Whether Dom saw it or not, he still ain't win by himself. Like, y'all knew they was going to cheat. Okay? And another thing that got me is him, is when they were doing that promo and Liv was talking about defeating Rhea and stuff. Like, last time she was holding him behind him and she kissed him on the cheek and stuff. This time he kissed her on the forehead, and I said, yeah, I'm very much Rhea. I was like, there's no way in hell. Not unless I don't watch wrestling like that. There is no way in hell. And I'm not saying because I'm insecure. It's because I don't want you kissing up on what's mine. Period. Okay? Like, I'm not insecure. Like, when it comes to certain stuff, I'm very much selfish. Okay? So, like, when she said Dom's, like, his wife doesn't, she was like, the first thing she texted me was, there's a spider in the garage. Like, she not worried. And then Rhea was like, I couldn't do it. She was like, I'm doing it because I can do it. She was like, if her husband did it, Buddy did it, she was like, she wouldn't know how she would take it. And I said, I'm very much Rhea in this situation because I couldn't be watching Raw tonight and then he kissing some girl I know he worked with on the forehead. And I'm like, them my forehead kisses. Like, that would be my thing. It's not like, oh, you talking to her. I don't know, like, I'm not worried about that. I'm like, why are you giving her my kisses? Like, that'd have been my thing. Like, I wouldn't have. I'm very much Rhea. I'm not, when it comes to stuff that's mine, okay, not giving you the opportunity, okay? Then they did a Johnny Hockey tribute, which was very nice. I don't know who that person is, but condolences to him and his family. My mom is a huge hockey fan. Like, she knows most of the players. She's a Caps fan. So, and then she knows players from other teams. She probably knows who he is. I don't know who he is, okay? Also, rest in peace to King Joffrey Joffrey, a.k.a. Darth Vader, a.k.a. Mufasa. Like, it's very sad that James Earl Jones is gone. And I love that he spent the last few things I watched him in was Big Bang Theory, which is one of my favorite shows. It's actually one of my what do they say? One of your shows that you watch repeatedly. I can't think of what we call it, but that's one of my shows that I could watch from beginning to end and not get tired of. That and Avatar. Those two shows, and it's another show. I think most of the nanny and Living Single. Like, those are the shows I can watch from beginning to end. Will not get tired of watching it. Comfort shows. I had to think about it. But I'm glad, like, he did what he did with what's her name, Fisher. She's gone, and with Sheldon and all that other stuff. Like, I was like, but he's 93. So that's a blessing in itself, because they say the average man in America lives to 76. So he done lived 17 years past the expected life, the life expectancy, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? Especially for him to be an actor, gay. Especially for him to be a black actor who probably loves Southern food that wasn't good for him, and then to grow up with the stress of prejudices and stuff like that, and then you eating whatever's on set when you working. Like, that's having to take care of your body. We don't know if you take care of your body well, if you got someone in your life, a daughter, a mother, an aunt, a wife, a girlfriend, because a lot of the times men, if you don't make them, they won't go to the doctor. Most men, some men, I can't even say most, some, because I know some that will, but some won't. So But so yeah, so then after that it was, my pants are too big. I used to fit them, but I can't fit them no more. So then Zelina comes out. So then I was like, who is Zelina fighting with? Because I legit forgot about Lyra. And I was like, if she's fighting with Damage Control, that'd be a cold day in hell, okay? Lyra ended up coming out. So I was like, who's the third person? And I said, we in Canada. It better be Natty. Natty comes out, I lose my mind. You hear me? I was a fan of hers when she was with Beth. I think that was the first time when I was watching back in the day periodically, and I saw her. And I was like, I don't know who she is, but both of them are pretty. They had the pink and all that other stuff. And then 2 years when I started watching again, I had to catch up on everything. So not only was I watching mad stuff on YouTube with my son, he's watching old up down stuff, binge watching. I binge watched him, and I binge watched. Well, I binge watched Total Divas, then got into like up to season 4 of Total Bellas and season 2 of Mr. and Ms. before I stopped watching it. But I binge watched Total Divas. I was like, I like Natty, loved her dad on there, rest in peace and stuff like that. But then what even made me more of a fan is how much of a tactician she is, that everyone that comes to her and does the work excels beyond probably what they thought and what she knew that they could do. Because, listen, Street Profits fought Nathan Frazier and Axiom tonight, and that was the first match, and I was here for it, and I ended up watching it. The way that Dawkins is now compared to 2 years ago, you couldn't tell me that was the same person. Like, if I was to watch him back then when they was fighting the Usos, and then stopped watching and came back and watched the match, I would have been like, who is that? Like, not only has he lost weight and built a little more muscle, but he looks great in the ring. And people always try to say, oh, Dawkins trash. I'm like, no, he not. Like, maybe back then you could have been like, they not on the same playing field, but you can't say that now, okay? And every time she says, she was like, that's that dungeon where I'm like, okay, because listen, low key, Chelsea was like that too. And I don't know if she was in the dungeon with Natty, or because she was, or if it was because she was tag team partners with Sonya for a little bit before Sonya got injured. Because Sonya MMA, so, you know, her training is a little different. But before that, on the thing, it said PFC. I said, who the hell is that? I was like, who is that? I forgot that's what their name was. Because me and my homework been calling them Team Forehead ever since Zelina had said that. And then one of the wrestlers called them Stud Line. But I was like, first of all, that black and white gear with that background was everything. But I was like, who the hell? And then they came out, and then Natty and them came out in the pink and black. And I was like, okay. Then they showed her backstage with her uncle. She was like, we're not going to talk about this. We're going to, like, we celebrate her. Sorry. And how she talked about how in 27 years ago, I think she was 15, she was on a show with her family in that room. And then and that's the last time all of them were together. And then for her to come back there and her uncle's there, it's like a full circle moment. So I was like, I was here for it, okay? And then Drew comes out, has his little rant. So every time he's talking, you think I'm going to talk about this? Well, I'm not. And I'm like, bruh, you are, what are we saying now? Because now you're just saying words. Like, what are you upset about now? And the fact that he haven't been having a whole feud with Victoria on X because she made the bracelet. He still, because I think he done put something up there earlier today, like, leave that girl alone. This man is unhinged. Like, he is literally this Scottish psycho. What is wrong with him? I was reading the trend like, is he? Because I thought it was for like a couple weeks ago when the bracelet got broke last week. This is from earlier today.
And it's because WWE had their bracelet up on there. And she was like, dang, like, I didn't know the bracelet was on there. Like, y'all could have let me know. And he put something like, no wonder why you were fan of punks, because all y'all do is complain and stuff like that. And she was like, says the complainer, you're twice my age and half my age. So me and somebody was like, that I follow was like, she Punk probably called and told him to take it down, and I was like, yeah, because it's a personal item that means something to both of them. Like, he wears it every day. I was like, not only that, y'all put that up and made that without consulting either of them. Technically, she has rights because she made the bracelet. Like, it'd be different if they had a conversation with both parties and then be like, all right, we're going to sell this. We're going to sell it for $5. We're going to give you 50 cents. You know what I'm saying? 50 cents each bracelet, and sign a contract. But y'all, so I guess Twitter had talked enough about it because they done took it down off the website from what I heard. But I was like, that's crazy as hell. Okay, that's like if I made a shirt and y'all tell me, and one of the superstars wear it, and then I tell you I made the shirt, and then y'all find me on Twitter showing that I made the shirt, like showing me give it to him, showing me maybe the process of me making it, handing it or her handing it to them, and then like somebody he or she wears it out to the ring, and then we rip it up, and y'all sit there and sell it online. Like, that's crazy as hell. I better be getting something, a check, Survivor Series tickets, WrestleMania tickets. Like, y'all try to get around that. Like, I don't care. And the only reason why, if it went to court, y'all will probably win is because y'all got more money, you have presentable lawyers. But that don't negate the fact that, or would have to settle out of court. But that don't negate the fact that y'all stole that person's idea. Like, that's crazy. When there is a record of her making it. That's why when they was like, I was like, it's not even about a money thing at this point. It's about permission, and it's about y'all trying to sell something that's literally special, you know what I'm saying, and a one of a kind thing, you know what I'm saying, between a fan and her hero to the world. If that was the case, y'all would be selling the Samoan necklaces. I can't even remember the words, the name of that necklace right now. I'm so sorry, but y'all be selling those. You know what I'm saying? Or like the headpieces. You know, like y'all be selling stuff like that. That's crazy as hell. Like, don't that's sacred stuff. Like, certain stuff is sacred, whether it's cultural or whether it's like a gift. Like, you don't do that. Okay. So then she come out and talk to Wade, and was like, "You supposed to be my friend." And the first time was okay, but he's like, I was just pointing out, man. He's like, next time you get in my way, it basically is gonna be a problem. So Wade take his headset off, and I said, "Oh." And then he sits up in this thing, and I said, "Is Wade coming out of retirement?" And somebody was like, "No, Wade not coming out of retirement." And I was like, "That'd be interesting if he came out of retirement." Hell, Cole done wrestled, Shane McMahon done wrestled, Vince done wrestled, Stephanie done wrestled, Dagon, um, McAfee done wrestled. I don't know if Corey's wrestled ever since he's been out of the ring. I think, or injured. I don't know. Him or Saxon's wrestled. Maybe in a dark match, but I don't. But I'm like, that'll be interesting. But no, then Pierce comes out and was like, "You not really mad at Wade. What you mad is," he was like, "Punk will come back next week. You thought you put him down. He not. Okay." And then it was like, we gonna settle this once and for all, bad blood in the Hell in a Cell match. I said, ooh, that's exactly how we like. Hell in a Cell matches are epic, bro. Hell in a Cell matches are epic. So then they had Ray versus Finn, and I thought Gunther had the best ring thing coming out with the lasers and the cleanliness. I give it to Finn. I take it back. We go back to Finn's old thing. I take it back. Finn got the white like Gunther, but it's subtlety because it's a little dark. But what make his epic is he got the laser lights and he got the smoke that look like clouds he walking through. Like, that entrance thing is so nice looking. Okay, he fights Ray. Of course, I think Finn wins. I can't remember. I think Finn wins. And sorry. And then I just got done watching NXT, and I'm like still stoked on. I'm sad I missed the Juggernaut. I'm stoked on her fighting Soul because I was like, she was like open challenge, and I follow her on Twitter, and I was like, I want to see you fight Soul. That's exactly who she fought, and I was like, God dang! And I put my son to bed. I was like, she would have a wrestling match right when I put my child to bed. And somebody said it was Hammer. What's his name? And they were right. And I was so happy that the Street Profits and Nathan and Frazier Axiom went first. That match was about to cook, and then the Bloodline came out, which shocked me. And I said, now the Bloodline got an extra enemy with the tag team NXT champion. So if they want to come back and do something, or they want to come to SmackDown, they could do that. But I was like, that's carrying on with the Bloodline and them. And then I was like, so I guess I was wrong, because I follow Miss Sandra on Instagram, and she had some fabric and stuff with gear like a month ago. And she said, who gear do y'all think I'm making? And I thought it was Naomi's. Gonna find out it was the Street Profits, because it had blue, it showed like shades of pink, and then it showed like the white with the blue or black like polka dots. And I was like, that gotta be Naomi's gear. But I was wrong. So the Heritage Cup 8, okay, they was about to get down. Cedric went and attacked Homeboy. Jevon ended up losing because Heights came back. Like, Juliana ended up beating Chelsea, of course. They trying to get Jaida and Lola to fight the leaders of this locker room. Ty Hallenberg was talking about something. He should come to NXT since he saw, I think he said the Bloodline on there. And Shawn Michaels on Twitter was like, come on. I was like, so is everybody coming to Chicago next week? Or on October 1st or next week? Because then Bianca was like, we'll take these anywhere, NXT anywhere. And Jay was like, yeah. And Shawn was like, well, maybe y'all should do it sometime soon. And then my veins always show. And what's the name was like, Chicago. And she was looking. Then Punk talking about something. Ava, call me. I got something planned. So everybody always think it's his wife, AJ Lee. And I'm like, that lady working on the comic book, doing other stuff. She not coming back. She told y'all. Okay? She said she retired. She meant that. She said, I'm not coming back now unless I deem it absolutely necessary. Okay? So he coming to Chicago, of course. And then somebody said, well, Sister StormiEST duo was coming. No. That's what Kalani said. She said, bring Naomi. Naomi packed her stuff. And I said, that'd be a good match, though. Naomi versus Kalani. That'd be a good match. Okay? And we can have Lash Legend and Jakara versus the StormiEST duo, which, for me, I want to see Lash versus Jade on solo matches. Like ex-ball player versus ex-ball player. They about the same height. All that, like, that'd be dope. Okay? And then did Ridge end up winning that match, or he just decimated Homeboy? I don't even know. I can't remember. Then Ava had tweeted talking about y'all ain't have to come and just destroy that match like that. Y'all could have called first. I said, right. I said, tell your cousins. I said, why your cousins show up like that? That's like having your cousins come up to your job because they know you work somewhere where you can get like free food and just come in there and tell you everything and leave. Like, why your cousins come over here and destroy NXT like that? And somebody said, right, because Jacob there act like they ain't got your phone number. I hate Twitter sometimes because y'all be having me cracking up. But at the same time, some of y'all be ignorant. But I'm like, it's jokes. Like, be like, some of the wrestling community gets it because the joking and stuff is hilarious, but the other side of the wrestling community be so uptight or like thinking stuff is like real life, and we're like, bruh, I think this is their job. Like, yes, they love that. This is what they love to do, but at the end of the day, they're not. When they pack up, they're not who they are on TV. They're their regular names. They got family, and if they ain't got family, they got boyfriend, girlfriend, or maybe they by themselves. It's their time. Like, I get the celebrity thing, stuff like that, but you know what I'm saying? But like, y'all be taking it too seriously. And then, yeah, because somebody was like, that tag team match was going, was hitting. I said, right, run that. You can run that back for real. I was like, at this point, I don't care if the Street Profits get solo titles, NXT tag team titles, Raw tag team titles, SmackDown tag team titles. Like, give them titles, okay? And what else? I feel like I'm missing something else. Oh, Uma fought. Yeah, that's who Uma fought. I already mentioned that. Then it was Trick and I was about to call him Butch. Pete match. I was coming back towards the end of that. So I didn't really. Yeah, I saw some of it, and then I saw when they went up to the thing and fell, and then Pete got put through the announcement table. But Alicia been working. You hear me? She came back from what was a couple weeks ago. They did Bash at Berlin, so Sam was there. So because of that, she was on Sunday in Denver. They had, what was it called? Lord, my brain. I forgot what NXT had. No Mercy. She did No Mercy Sunday. Raw Monday. I think she did NXT Tuesday. Then she did SmackDown Friday. Now it's Tuesday again, NXT. Then she does SmackDown. I think she does SmackDown and NXT the next couple weeks. I'm not sure if Austin or Mike is on vacation, if he quit, if he's taking a hiatus, if he got fired. But y'all got Alicia going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Chelsea been on NXT for the last couple of weeks. Lyra, they showed a promo of her and Tatum. And honestly, even though they got Homegirl on there with Wendy, somebody was like, she would never make me scared of her. I said, okay. I said, because the two craziest and scariest women in WWE to me would be Tatum and Nikki Cross. Like, no woman, a WWE wrestler, is coming close to being that type of scary. Not even Rosemary. Because, yeah, she does all this and stuff like that. But first of all, Tatum is crazy as hell. Okay? And she's a different type of crazy than Shinsuke. Shinsuke is sinister crazy. Like, them promos be hitting, the moves be hitting. He's like that. Tatum a little off. Okay? Because not only do she randomly come and help people like she did with Lyra, then she think y'all friends, best friends. Then she like makes like voodoo dolls and stuff. Like, she crazy as hell. And then on top of that, Nikki is crazy too, because she'll be in matches and just stand there and stare at you. You like, the hell wrong with you? Like she did it at Survivor Series, and you like, is she gonna wrestle or she not gonna wrestle? Because sometimes she'll sit there and then sometimes she will wrestle, then sometimes she'll go wrestle. She'll be on your team and then wrestle people on your team instead of the opposite people. Like, you never know what you're gonna get with them two. Like, I don't know this Rosemary girl, but when I saw Wendy, I was like, if she's supposed to be scary, she's not giving scary to me. Okay? Like, nobody beats Tatum and Nikki. Nobody. Okay? I don't care how scary you pretend to be. Them two is a little off. Okay? Their personas, the way they embody them personas, they got them down. You hear me? They could be in somebody's scary movie for real. Okay? So, yeah, I don't know. Because when they said all that, I said, oh, NXT trying to turn up, ain't they? She was like, more people going to NXT from SmackDown. That's what how Bianca ended up starting that her coming, because she was like, if the Street Profits can go down there, so cannot we. And I was like, okay. She said, you probably not about to leave me out of this, and my husband going to NXT. Okay. Then the last match ended up being Pete, Dragunov, Jay, Braun Strowman. So for me, I know Jay was the favorite. I love Pete because I like the Pete finger thing. Dragunov has been my favorite NXT. Now he's one of my favorites on Raw. One of the reasons why I still love watching Raw. And Braun was the person I had winning. And I only had that because I've been saying for the past couple months, give me Braun versus Braun, or Bronson versus Braun, or Braun versus Bronson. If y'all can keep up, okay? So give me Braun Strowman versus Braun Breaker, or Bronson Reed versus Braun Breaker, or Bronson Reed, or Braun Breaker versus Braun Strowman, right? Or Bronson Reed versus Braun, I don't know, one of the three. So we got Braun Strowman versus Bronson Reed, and Braun was messed up because he put Bronson through that Cadillac, and then somebody was like, Braun got into it, ended up being in that match because Bronson was out. Yeah, I thought it was due to injury. They said it was because that man had COVID. Which is, you know what I'm saying? If you got COVID, that's fine. I had COVID in June, and it was a spike in June for some reason. And I don't even be outside like that. That's why I was mad, because I went to 2 family get-togethers one weekend, and me and my son caught the COVID, and I was like, this is why I don't go outside. Like, if we go out, maybe hit the shops instead of go shopping, grocery shopping. We might hit a park. We might hit a court and play basketball, stuff like that. But we not around a whole bunch of people at one time. And my family's huge, okay? My mom is one of 5. My dad is one of 6. And then my grandparents is like one of 13, one of 11, one of 10, and one of, I don't even know how many siblings. My grandma thinks one of 7. So like we deep both sides. So like, family fun. And then when you marry people, now people got kids, we just deep, okay? And that's just my side, and his dad's side deep like that too. So we got family get-togethers. It's a house couldn't hold us all. A house couldn't even hold a quarter of us, for real. And that's if everybody came. So when we have family get-togethers, it'd be a lot. It'd be a good time. So me going out, caught the COVID. So if he caught the COVID, yeah. So the match is going well, you know what I'm saying? They all attacked Braun, which was the smart thing to do. My second backup was Dragunov winning that. And the only reason why I say that is because of the match. I wanted him versus Braun Breaker to have another match like they've been having on Raw, which is very much giving PLE type matches. So they was attacking Braun, and then Braun was up for it, and then Pete did the finger thing. Braun ended up slamming him. I think Dragunov got speared by Jay. And then I forgot who Braun has set up on that table. And then they moved, and I don't know where Bronson Reed came and tsunami Braun Strowman on the table, and his ribs is already damaged. And I said, yeah, that's hurting for a while. That's hurting. And then Jay ended up winning. I wasn't mad at it. My son is just be Uso. And I just realized yesterday he was doing his homework here. He has Jay Uso on his background on his school computer. Then when you go on Google.com, he showed me that his background for Google.com is Jay doing this with the crowd. And I was like, how you do this? Like, when I tell you he's one of his biggest fans, He is one of his biggest fans, okay? Yeah, but I said, poor Jay. That's all I could think of. I said, that man going, oof. I said, if Braun, listen to me, Braun's now. And then on Up, Up, Down, Down, Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker was like, because Braun Breaker's real name is Bronson. It was like, if we were a tag team, what our name would be? He's like, I don't know. I said, B Square would be good. That'd be a good tag team name for him. But I said, if Braun does the spear or moves around as fast as he does in that ring like he normally does, Jay's going to be in trouble, okay? I said, he's going to destroy that man, okay? First of all, the speed of Bronson. Second of all, the solidness of Bronson. Not saying Jay can't hold his own. He's going to hold his own for a little bit. But then third of all, if we count the age difference, and I'm not saying that a lot of people my age can't handle a lot of people that are younger. That's not the problem, okay? We could get in the match and do what we need to do and stuff like that, or play basketball or whatever like that. It's the thing. It's the fact that we going to feel it after, and we going to feel it longer than someone that's in their 20s. So I said, if this is a bad blood match, I don't know what the stipulations are for that match, but it's going to be a problem. Okay. I'm just sitting here thinking about it because, I don't know. That poor man. Then I watched, so then, I be having YouTube on the background noise. So I watched Damien showed, like, his tattoos and stuff like that. I saw that from, like, a couple months ago, showed up on screen. And then all the entrances of Roman's return. And the one with Stephanie was hilarious because he's talking to the Shield and she was talking to Seth and Seth and then he looked at Roman and was like, where the hell you been? And then it also showed him when he came back, was like, I'm in remission, y'all. And he started smiling. And that's when he stopped wearing them contacts. And I said, thank God. Contacts were terrible. But then it was showing, like, when people were laughing, because people in the comments was like, Damien and Rhea really are sister brothers. So they were showing them having zip ties and, like, can't nobody break them. So he's like, I can't get out of these. And then they showed Rhea, and she was like, I could do it. And then he tried to do it and couldn't do it. He was like, give me the scissors. And she just walks off laughing. He was like, the scissors. They was like, they are really siblings for real. But it was the Bloomberg thing with Paul and Roman. I was watching, and the girl that's not a wrestling fan, that's more about the analytics and stuff, was talking and asking questions. And she was like, so how do women get into it? And I said, I could have answered some of them questions, because I'm like, from a woman's standpoint that grew up with a grandma that had why soap operas real heavy. And then you being a child, and you know how you be playing and they be gossiping and they be like, stay out of grown folks' business, but you catch certain things. If you grew up in that era and then have a mom after that in your teens, I was watching Hallmark and Lifetime, okay, along with soaps. Storytelling is what's going to get you. We don't care if it's man, woman, or whatever, because she was like, what about the women's division, stuff like that. And I'm like, it ain't necessarily got to be women's division that catches our eye. I was like, because when I first started back watching, I was watching because of my son, and I was watching because of Usos and the Bloodline. And then that's when they had RKO with Riddle and Randy. And I was like, I didn't even catch, like, I knew who Natalya was, and I knew who Naomi was, and I knew who Carmella was, and I knew of Charlotte. But that's it. I ain't know no other woman there, okay? Tamina worked backstage, but I knew her, but she wasn't, you know what I'm saying? So for me to know all, I found out or caught on to, like, some of the women later, because when I was watching prior to, like, 2014, none of them were on the roster, except for, like, Naomi and Natalya and Natty So like for me that's how I got into it, was my son. And she was like, so how would you get into it if you want to become a casual fan to a diehard fan? I was like, watch the stories all the time. If you get confused, that's how I did. I would watch it every week. I didn't know nobody's name at first. I know a couple people's name, and then I would get into it. But then after that, I had to start going back and looking at it and was like, how did this come about? And I would see certain stuff. And then when I was watching like the history of the bloodline, it was like 2 or 3 hours long, came out last year. Some of the stuff they showed in that, I was like, oh, I didn't even know that happened. Like I was still learning stuff, but I got the gist of it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you can do that. And then she was asking about the women's division. He was like, the women are just as prominent as the men. They're not being valets or having like sexual matches or doing like certain stuff like that. He was like, they're just as valid and stuff like that. And I was like, right. And I was like, everybody that I know that's not into it and they go to a live show, their mind completely changes. Like when the Pivot podcast, like them, like, what show was it? I want to say either the Drew Barrymore show or Jay Hudson show, maybe old Ellen show. And I think it was, what is it, Bianca and Montez, and they were talking about wrestling and WrestleMania, or John Cena, one of them, and Chrissy Teigen was like, oh my God, she said, my husband came and performed there. I think John Legend did the national anthem. And she said, and we watched the show, and I was sitting there like, she's like, at the end I'm like, here what you, oh my God, it's so good. She was like, I'm a fan, I watch weekly. Like, it does not take much, okay? It does not take much. My friend I went to college with, his mom is a diehard WWE fan, been watching since the 80s. Okay, he's like, I don't understand why she watches it, but she loves it. They had their holiday tour. They came to Greensboro, I think, last year. He flew up from Atlanta to Greensboro to go with her for the show for her birthday. For her birthday, because her birthday's right before Christmas. He said, I don't know what the hell going on. Like, he knew a couple people. He said, but this show is exciting as hell. Okay, so it don't take much. It does not take much. And like, she was talking about the product and stuff like that. Like, and then she was like, in 2019, well, he said the stock was $11 and now it's $100 something. And I said, I know that to be true because when I bought the stock in 2014, it was $13 a share. WWE was $13 a share. I bought stock in that, and I bought stock in Square, which owns Cash App, and Cash App at the time was $10 a share. And both of them have multiplied by 10 since then. I knew, I was like, people using Cash App now, and a lot of friends I know that have business at the Square little thing they add to their phone. But I was like, just imagine when this become popular. Okay, and for some reason I just added WWE because I was like, I used to love this watching this, so I just bought some just off the strength of that, not knowing that they was gonna have a merger in the future, not knowing that the audience was gonna grow in the future, none of that. Just bought it just because of that. Okay, I think I bought Berkshire too back then, and Haynes before the Haynes Kraft merger, but their stock has been pretty much the same. But yeah, so they was talking about that, and they was like, so how do you know? I was like, I wish I could see. I was like, you can't really answer that you can, but you only answer that from what you think, a perspective of someone who would never seen before, has watched it. But I'm like, y'all, this is y'all job, so it's hard for you, not unless you play both roles as a fan and then watched it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a legacy, so he's not going to get it. Like, not unless you were like a Naomi. Naomi would have been good for that. But she said, I think she said she didn't get into it until she was 21. I think 2008, 2009. She said they came to Orlando. She went to a show with her friend and fell in love with it and was like, this is what I want to do. Don't even watch it consistently or never watched it. She would have been good to ask that question. Like, what will get people to be permanent? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, that literally happened to her. But then I think I ended up watching How Undertaker Met. No, that's not one. That was in the past. I'll say How Undertaker met his wife. And he got with his wife. But yeah, then they had clips of like Chris Van Vliet talking about Damien and the Gunther promo and stuff like that. But overall, it was a good show. Like, NXT and Raw were good. If I had to pick which one was better, I would honestly say I'll go Shawn Michaels, to be honest with you. But some of the surprises we got were crazy. And Jevon is the future. Let me tell you something. I don't know how old he is. He looked like he between 16 and 19. When he get older and get a little more muscle in him and get even more experience, he's going to be a problem. You hear me? I'm just saying. Because he crazy now. Like, y'all know what I mean. Like, he's crazy good now. And he's so young. He's so young. Like, and I'm so glad that Ashante and Said is getting getting TV time, because I was screaming for that for 6 months. So, good job. Good job to WWE. Okay. Oh, and then I think I had mentioned this. Then they had said something about Raw going to 2 hours and SmackDown going to 3 hours. And I was like, listen, I've been saying this for months too. Okay. I think I might have said this earlier in my video, but I'm getting tired, so I'll probably repeat myself now. I was like, because when they said Survivor Series, I was like, we already know that. Then it was like, Raw going to 2 hours. I was like, okay, that's good. And then I was like, somebody was like, well, SmackDown going to 3 hours. I was like, if that's a trade-off, that's good. And I was like, I think I said this. And I said, you could take some of the people from Raw to SmackDown, since SmackDown now has SmackDown will now have the longer hour. So that means you can either extend the storylines of the current roster you have now, or add some people from Raw to the SmackDown roster. And I was like, either way, it'll work for me. I was like, that makes more sense anyway, logically, because I'm like, if I'm a person, and I have been, that has to be to work at 8 and I'm getting up at 6, I'm not watching Raw until 11 o'clock. I used to cut that thing off at 9:30 and be sleep by 10. And I was like, I have to catch the second half tomorrow. Legit. And catch the second half tomorrow. If I didn't feel like it, I would have to catch it on. I just catch the highlights on YouTube, because I was like, I ain't got time. Okay? SmackDown makes more sense, because if someone has a traditional job and they're off on the weekend, being on for an extra hour wouldn't phase them, because I'd be like, oh, well, I'm off tomorrow. Or because it's the weekend. And then people are like, oh, people want to go out on Friday. Da, 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 da. And I'll be like, a lot of people that are watching this on Fridays are not thinking about going out, because we watch faithfully every week. And if you're on the East Coast, it ends at 10. So not unless you go into a late night spot, you know what I'm saying? We already know we're going to be in the house. Even if it's like a kickback. If I'm having a kickback at my house, we chilling, we playing board games. We got music, probably like something lightly playing in the background. Got some good food. Got this on the TV. It's still on. You know what I'm saying? Like, we not thinking about going out. The people that are watching this faithfully on Fridays is not going out. And if they are going out, they're gonna hit a Saturday day party or a Saturday night party. And if they go out Friday, they for sure is recording this and watching this Saturday as soon as they get up. But other than that, we ain't think for the most part, we in the house. We got our wine or our liquor or whatever, our food and our snacks. We on the couch if that's what we want to drink. For me, it'll be like water or tea. Our food, sitting on the couch, watching SmackDown, just chilling. Like we not thinking about. This is the crazy part of the year that is like MLB playoffs, WNBA's about to have their finals if they didn't have them already. Soccer is going on. Preseason for NBA is about to start. And then you got football season. And on top of that with WWE. Like this is, if you a sports watcher, and college football. So if you a sports watcher, you not leaving the house. You trying to catch everything. And this is why people gain weight in the winter, because they be trying to watch all this stuff. And it gets darker sooner, and it's harder to stay in shape because when you sit, you probably eat. Not unless you're one of them type of people that only eat when you're hungry or craving something, which is me. I'm not a eater like that. But yeah. So I hope everyone has a great day, a great night, and I'm about to go to bed because I'm tired. And be blessed because you are blessed. Love you all. Bye.